For our case study today, we chose to do it about Rocky Mountain National Park. Before we get started, let's go on a little adventure at Rocky Mountain National Park.
In the early history of Rocky Mountain National Park, the Arapaho and Ute tribes used the land for hunting, agricultural, and cultural practices. The Utes were the most prominent tribe in the area up until the 1700s before European settlers started expanding. European settlers began establishing on the land in the 1800s. This is because miners, ranchers, and homesteaders were also arriving to the area. The United States government acquired the area that is Rocky Mountain National Park through the Louisiana Purchase in 1803. After that, Spanish and French fur trappers were drawn to this area to hunt and harvest furs. The landscape of Rocky Mountain National Park intrigued many conservation scientists and naturalists, one of the most influential being Enos Mills, who was a key figure in gaining protection for the park. One main reason Rocky Mountain National Park was declared a protected area is because of a land grab that occurred in the 19th century after the Homestead Act was attempted to be used on a large portion of land so it could be turned into private hunting lands. The land acquired eventually depleted, and Enos Mills was acting as a key player in this decision when the legislation passed in 1915. A major stakeholder group for Rocky Mountain National Park includes tribal nations. The land Rocky Mountain National Park is settled on belongs to many indigenous tribes, such as the Ute Indian tribe of the Uinta and Ouray Reservation, the Northern Arapaho tribe of the Wind River Reservation, and many more stretching across the park. These tribes have proven to be key stakeholders of the park now. This is because of their inherent ownership of the land, as well as their knowledge of the plants, trees, and animals in the area. They have successfully stewarded the land for many years. Other key stakeholders of the park include members of the public that donate, this as well as the USDA Forest Service, the National Park Foundation, SHIELDS, and many other NGOs and individual contributors. The appeal of Rocky Mountain National Park comes from its stunning landscapes, including mountains, alpine tundra, and forests. The region's rich biodiversity and opportunities for outdoor recreation, combined with its relatively untouched condition, made it a candidate for protection. Enos Mills's persistent advocacy, highlighting the park's ecological and aesthetic value, played a critical role in its selection as well. During the park's expansion in 1970, some people did have to cut deals for ownership of their land or get evicted from the park. One of these people was the Dick family, who signed a deal with the Park Service that they would take 1/3 of the land to live on for 25 more years, while the rest went to the park. Rocky Mountain National Park falls under IUCN Category 2 protected area. This is a large natural or near natural area protecting large-scale ecological processes with characteristic species and ecosystems. They also have environmentally and culturally compatible spiritual, scientific, educational, recreational, and visitor opportunities.
The indirect threats of Rocky Mountain National Park. The park faces three main direct threats. Oil and gas drilling near the park can cause air pollution that harms both the environment and wildlife. It degrades the park's ecosystem. Invasive plants like cheatgrass disturb the nature balance by outcompeting native plants and creating fire hazards. Lastly, climate change worsens these threats by increasing temperatures, reducing moisture, and contributing to habitat loss and spread of PTs. Our focus today is on cheatgrass, which is one of the most significant invasive species in the park. It spreads indirect threats and underlying causes. There are several indirect factors contributing to spread of cheatgrass. Historical influence. The spread of invasive species like cheatgrass has influenced by human. Managing cheatgrass. Rocky Mountain National Park uses several strategies to manage cheatgrass.
We have chosen 3 of the key management principles utilized in Rocky Mountain National Park. One of them is ecosystem-based management, in which we would use this principle to restore natural disturbance regimes, such as fire, to restore ecosystems and keep invasive plant populations at low levels. This management principle is important for healthy ecosystems to resist the invasion of plants and other ecological stressors. The next key management principle is adaptive management. Adaptive management is an approach to trying mechanical removal in conjunction with prescribed burning. For example, just one of many strategies is being tested and modified based on the results. This is important because it enables the park to be responsive to dynamic circumstances or conditions, such as rising wildfire risk from climate change. The third key management principle is engagement with our stakeholders. Rocky Mountain National Park involves volunteers, local groups, and conservation organizations in the management of invasive plants. Public awareness programs also turn visitors into active participants in the fight against invasive species. This is important because the effect of invasive species can be more easily dealt with and managed by raising awareness of the impact they cause with a collective effort.
Success and challenges. Prescribed burning has been one of the most successful methods for managing cheatgrass, helping reduce.
One of our sources for this project was an interview with Michael Muldener. He is the Exotic and Invasive Plant Program Manager at Rocky Mountain National Park, and we sent him an email including these questions. We wanted to know how much of the land in Rocky Mountain National Park is covered by cheatgrass, and is this number increasing? What risks are associated with using prescribed burning in the park, especially with wildfires being common in the area? Which management principles are most effective to combat this issue, and what kind of natural predators were introduced to control the cheatgrass population? The next few slides are direct quotes for the answers that he gave us through our email interview.
Lastly, cheatgrass is still a significant threat to Rocky Mountain National Park, but the park